Hey guys, Manjoume here to show off another deck that I've made, and this one was actually more or less made by me. It started off as a Nightfall theme deck that I modified with, again, with the theme of fossils. Alright, and the beginning list of Pokemon. First one is Uxie, again, because you play him on your bench, draw till you have 7, and then Psychic Restore, you can put him and the anything on it back to your deck, well, on the bottom of your deck. Next card, one that I really like, including 2 EVs with Energy Evolution. And so pretty much what happens is when you give him a Dark Energy, flip a coin. If heads, you get Umbreon, whose Moonlight Fang, during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage, anything done to him, if they have a Pokemon body or Pokemon power. Which, if you're playing against a deck that has a lot of that, that's pretty powerful. It's a good defense to have. Next card. Two Stunkies, because I have 2 Skuntanks. His poison gas, his stun gas rather, they either get poisoned or paralyzed. No reason to complain about that. Fury Swipes can go up to 90, depending on how lucky you are. And there are ways to augment him, of course, in this deck. But I like that you can do 90 if you're lucky enough. And that'd be pretty nice. Alright, now on to the meat of the deck. And includes a Holland fossil. I put this here because this is one of the only ways to get out certain ones. Well, just Aerodactyl. You'll see. Flip coin. If heads, search your deck for pretty much any fossil, and play it on your bench. If tails, you do that, but it has to be in your hand. So, you know, it can be a win-win situation where, let's say this is your hand, Aerodactyl and Holland fossil, and you've got another one in your deck. You play it no matter what, you're going to get one on your bench. And that can work with really any fossil. I'm just using Aerodactyl as a example because he's really good. Because his Ancient Stream ability, when he's in when he's there, your Pokemon do 10 more damage. So you get 2 of them, 20 more damage right there. Plus whatever you may have going on. They're really good to have benched. Alright, next one. 2 armor fossils. His armor stone, it could work, I suppose, but this isn't really the reason why the point isn't to have him, and neither is it to have shield on. I'm only running 1 Bastiodon because he's not the main fossil in this deck, but I do find that there are combinations for his metal trait and iron defense that are they're good, but not super consistent because it takes so much to set it up. 3 energies can be quite a lot, but I've got a couple of strategies that make it a little better, but even so, not too great. Next we have the root fossil, just 2 of them. There are other ways to get out my Pokemon, so this is just kind of a weak card, but gotta have it. On top of that, 3 Lileeps. Notice that they're dark type because they're from the Delta species. 1 dark energy. Defending Pokemon is not poison. That's pretty neat. Mudshot, pretty useless. Now the best part, the reason why I made this deck the way it is with dark and metal, other than the fact that it was made from the Nightfall, I felt like this was perfect. Cradily, who's counts as dark and a steel type. Harsh Fluid does 20. At the end of your opponent's turn, does 5 more counters to them, so that's a total of 70. Poison Tentacles does 50, and they're poisoned. Right off the bat, nothing about that. No chances, they just are. It's pretty cool. I think the card looks cool. I like how it has the Holland Phantoms. I like the artwork in this one. I just kind of like this card. So I made a deck based off of it, even though his HP is kind of lower than I would have liked it to be. I would have liked it to be consistent with my other fossils being 130, but what can you do? And of course I have ways to augment him a little bit, and I'll show that off in a bit. Next, we've got trainers. Pokemon communications, choose one Pokemon in your hand, show it to your opponent, put it at the top of your deck. If you do, search your deck for a Pokemon, show it to your opponent, shuffle deck. Running two of those. Pretty obvious reasons. Super Scoop. Flip a coin of heads, return Pokemon and everything attached to it to your hand. You can play this in a few ways. Play for Uxie. Your Pokemon's about to die. You have it in your bench. Pick it up. Just there are ways to play this that are pretty cool. And that can save you, that is. Alright. 2 Versus Seeker. Pretty similar to why I played it in my other deck. And we'll get to that in a second. But it gets you supporter cards that are in your... one supporter card that's in your discard pile. It's just a good card. Alright. Rare Candy is good when you have a fossil and you have its second stage. Bam, you get it out. That really adds speed to the deck, and of course fossils lack speed, in my opinion. Buck's Training, draw 2 cards, good. Then it gets pretty much a plus power, also good. Good card. Always love extra damage. Alright, I'm only running 2 fossil excavators in this deck, just trying to find a balance of cards, and this one doesn't rely so much on the fossils themselves, and it has other ways to search out things, but if I want to, I might it might work with another one in here, who knows. This is probably one of my favorite cards for fossils. And then the Versus Seeker gets them back. 1 interviewer's questions. Look at the top 8 cards, choose as many energies as you like, and show them to your opponent, put in your hand. Pretty cool because it doesn't specify basic or special, which will come in handy in a second. This time I actually am running 2 expert belts. Since this was a deck made off my build, it wasn't as hard to... it was easier to take out cards from the theme deck. And these are just good cards. They give my Pokemon an added boost that otherwise they would somewhat be lacking. Okay, one of the coolest cards in this deck. I'm only running 1 right now. I only have 1. Twist Mountain. During each player's turn, that player may flip a coin. If heads, they can put a restored Pokemon from his or her hand onto her bench. So you can bypass the fossil and just play Aerodactyl, for example. And that's probably the biggest reason why I have it. So I don't have to run Old Amber. It's a pretty cool effect. Kind of like the Holland fossil that I have. Okay. Now into the energies. 3 dark energies. Basic dark energies, that is. For the dark Pokemon, of course, and Eevee. Then 4 special darkness energies. When played on a dark Pokemon, it acts as a plus power and a dark energy. That is really awesome and can make Cradily do more damage, for example. 3 normal steel energies. Just need energies, of course. Never a bad thing. 4 special energy card, Metal Energies, which adds as it reduces damage done to steel types by 10, so give it to Bastiodon. For his attack it requires, I think, 2 steels and 1 colorless, so you give him 2 of these, and then damage to him is reduced by 20. Give him a Poké Tool such as the Black Belt. He heals 1 between turns, and he becomes a really good wall. Just really formidable. And hopefully you have an Aerodactyl on bench so he starts doing more damage, and it's great. Alright, last 4 cards are the Dark Metal Energies. This is perfect in this deck because it counts as either a Dark or Metal Energy, but only counts as 1. But really, which one do I need right now? I need Dark. Okay, this is a Dark now. Or this is a Steel, or Metal Energy now. Really versatile and very powerful cards. I love it. Works really well in this deck. Now I'm going to show you an example of a hand you would get with this deck and how you would use it. Alrighty, so now I've shuffled my deck, I've cut it, it's all set up. You draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. Alright, we have our opening hand. Take a look, we've got an Aerodactyl. Alright. Got Stunky, sorry. So now we have at least one Pokemon we can use. Rare Candy, that might be good. Ooh, Holland Fossil, that's really good because we can play that, and no matter what we get, we can have an Aerodactyl on our bench. Pokemon Communication, choose one Pokemon, show it to your opponent. Alright, well I won't be using this one, not this turn. Ooh, Interviewer's Questions, so we can get Dark Energy for Stunky, and a Metal Energy, which is a little useless right now, but could be useful later on. Alright, so we've got 7 cards, and the one we can play is Stunky. He'll be our main Pokemon. And then we have the rest. Okay. Then we have our prizes, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we play them in their zones. Prize zones, okay. We draw 1 card. We get an Eevee, which is really awesome because of his Pokemon power. So, we can play him to the bench, and he's good on the sidelines right now. Next, we can play the Holland Fossil, and we flip a coin. Of course, it's Cranidos. Heads, which means, if you can read that, search your deck. So we're going to search our deck for, and I'll just kind of do this off screen because it's be a little harder to do this otherwise. And, well, unless he's, oh no, there he is. I was wondering if he was a prize. Alright, so now we've got Aerodactyl, so no matter what, our Pokemon are going to do plus 10 damage. And that's really good because starting off, they might be a little weaker, but now they at least do 10 plus damage. Meaning if I put an energy on my Stunky, and I get two Tailses, he doesn't just do 0 damage, he does at least 10, so he can do 10 to 30 damage. It's not huge, but turn 1, Stunky, there's not much else I got. Alright, that's done. We can play a supporter card, Interviewer's Questions, so look at the top 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, which ones are energies? Oh, okay then. 2 of them are energies. The rest are shuffled into the deck, but the important part is we got dark energies. It's really cool. And we can save these. We can add these to our hand. And we can choose to... Actually, there isn't much to choose from. Right now we can just play 1 to Stunky. So now he does plus 10 damage since he's dark, plus the 10 from Aerodactyl. And let's pretend he's attacking, so... Oop, 10. And... darn. Okay, so he does 10 damage, plus 10 from his energy, plus 10 from Aerodactyl, so he's doing 30 damage. Which is not too bad, considering normally, without it, he would only do 20 at most. Then, following turn, you draw. Ooh, you got Twist Mountain. So we would play that. I don't know if there's space for that on this thing. Alright, flip a coin. Oh darn, we got tails. If we had gotten heads, we would have been able to use the second Aerodactyl, which would have been another plus 10. But that's okay, because we can play our dark energy. And since that is a dark energy, and it counts as dark energy, flip heads, now we can get Umbreon. Let's see where he is. Should be at least one in the deck still. Oh, here's one. Pick the shiny one. So basically, we've got an Umbreon that can do his Moonlight Fang, And then we have Stunky, who can retreat if you want him to. You know, if you want him to. Or you can have him attack. Then, you know, next turn you can try Twist Mountain again to get out the Aerodactyl to power up Umbreon, because remember, he's got that special Dark Energy, so he does 40, plus this, 40 to 50, 60 if you have this out, plus any secondary effects. So this deck does have some stuff going on, and it can be pretty fun to play with, and I know it's not a super competitive deck. It wasn't made to be. I know I'm not going to be making... I don't have the resources or the know-how to create a super awesome deck, but I kind of like what it turned out as, and I enjoy the combination of dark and steel. It's pretty cool. Later.